Fellas, or in this case, Arrowhead. In today's video, this will be a letter to you on why the M90A should be buffed and how it should be buffed. This will be a 3-part series where myself and a fellow Helldivers YouTuber and modder named Grass will show 3 different ways of how to buff the M90A. So if you want to stay up to date on this series, please subscribe to the channel for notifications of when those videos drop. Also, please take a moment and pause the video and go over to Grass's YouTube channel and subscribe there as well. Without him, none of this would be possible. So before we go over today's buff to the M90A, let's go over why you should buff the M90A. The M90A's role or identity in Helldivers 2 is an elite killer shotgun, meaning that it should excel at killing enemies like Alpha Commanders, Devastators, and Overseers. That style of enemy that is above what would be considered chaff enemies, which would be something like Warriors, Troopers, and Voteless, for example. The issue with the M90A is that due to recent shotguns that have been implemented, or even a shotgun that already exists in the game, the M90A's identity is not as appealing as to other shotgun choices. For example, the Punisher, which has been existing in the game since launch, is a good option for both chaff clear because of its high ammo count, which is higher than the M90A's, and the elite killing potential because of its high damage and access to a full choke, which would make it more consistent at times compared to the M90A. Other shotguns like the Double Freedom and now the Sweeper now have taken the identity and role that the M90A has been begging for some time, as the Double Freedom is great at not only anti-tank enemies like chargers and tanks due to its medium armor penetration, but also its ability to take out elite style enemies with ease since it has similar ammo count to the M90A, but the Double Freedom just has the damage to compensate for it for that lack of ammo, something that the M90A struggles with. The Sweeper now being implemented in the most recent update further hits the nail in the coffin for the M90A, as it has medium armor penetration, similar damage, higher ammo count in reserves, a full choke option, more shells in the tube, and even has a melee option on it. Sure, the M90A has stagger compared to the Sweeper, but I can just bring the Punisher because it gets the job done with similar results and a higher ammo count. Or I can just bring the Double Freedom with higher damage and stagger. This is where the conundrum lies for the M90A, as there are other options that give you just better results than the M90A, point blank and simple. And this is where players in your community are asking for a buff for the M90A. The M90A has a history from the Halo games, and respect must be made right for the shotgun. In Halo 1, it was the apex predator. In Halo 2, it was a barrel stuffer that would destroy elites and brutes. In Halo 3, it was a brute killer and a flood decimator. In Halo 3 ODST, it was the big game hunter for, well, hunters. Players in your community care about the M90A a lot, and all the Halo weapons, since Helldivers 2 is the closest game that players can get to the ODST Horde shooter experience. So when players see that the M90A is not given the respect that it deserves, players get upset and passionate about a gun from a franchise that they love. There are even mods out there right now for the Sweeper replacing the Sweeper model with just the M90A model. And the caption reads as so: for hell jumpers that want a good shotgun. Again, players in your game love the shotgun and all the Halo weapons, which is why I say that if you buff these weapons, especially the M90A, you will be making a lot of your players happy that you made impactful changes to an elite killer shotgun that uses quadruple-lot 8-gauge magnum-loaded shotgun shells that we've been asking for, that is lore accurate to the Halo series. So, without further ado, as explaining why the M90A should be buffed, let's do the showcase. There will be 3 M90A buff suggestions as stated before, and each one will have their own dedicated video. The changes are the following: an M90A that's light pen with high damage and high durable damage, an M90A with medium armor penetration, slightly higher damage and slightly higher durable damage, and a support weapon M90A with AP4 capabilities, high damage and high durable damage. For all the shotgun buff showcases, there will be some universal changes to all shotguns. All 3 shotgun changes will have the following: a 15 pellet count, as this was how the M90A was in the Halo series. This change made the shotgun just feel more consistent in Helldivers 2, but it still balances it out because, again, it's kind of reined in at the fact that it does have a half choke option. The M90A's universal change will have a higher vertical drift recoil from 40 to 80, and a higher vertical climb from 200 to 300. The M90A will also have a higher total ammo count of 60. Ammo pickups will also be increased from 22 shells to 30 shells from just like your normal ammo boxes. And of course, resupply drops will also be increased as well, from the max pickups that you get from the resupply call-in from 44 shells to then 60 shells. We also lowered the M90A's ergonomics from 65 to 60. And there will also be a slight increase to the reload speed by 8%, again keeping it in line with how fast it was reloading in the Halo series. Now, let's get into the first M90A showcase. Today we'll be going over a light pin M90A with higher damage and higher durable damage. The ballistic damage will be 15 pellets at 57 damage per pellet, making a total of 855 damage. And the durable damage will be increased at, again, 15 pellets, and each one of those pellets will be doing 18 durable damage, making a total of 270. Now, let's see how the shotgun does in all three factions. So with the showcase out of the way, what do you guys think of the AP2 high damage and high durable damage M90A? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Also, if you like the shotgun, leave a like on the video. If you do not like the shotgun, leave a dislike. I actually kind of want to see what the like to dislike ratio is going to be for this style of shotgun. So, I want to go over just some of the breakpoints here as to the M90A. Whenever it comes down to on the Terminid front, Hunters and Warriors, you're really not going to see that much of a difference compared to what it is right now. You're going to get overwhelmed by Hunters, for example, because the M90A is just too slow to keep up with killing them as fast as possible. Rupture Warriors, or like the Rupture Strand, this gun just does not feel good, as just their armor value from the front, basically having medium armor in the front, you're going to really struggle on this sub-faction, and I would definitely not bring the shotgun at all. Whenever it comes down to Hive Guards, there's not really a breakpoint change, it just makes it more consistent. It feels good right now because you can one-shot them in the front with their little claws. The problem is that this is a bug, and this will feel like crap again whenever they do fix this bug that is plaguing a Hive Guard's front claws, because right now the armor value is not correct. It's actually supposed to be AP3. Alpha Commanders become a one-shot to the head at around 25 meters. This is leading into, again, the elite killer shotgun that we've always been wanting. Spewers, it goes from a 4-shot to a 3-shot to the butt, but that really doesn't matter because you're going to be going for their mouth anyways. It just makes it slightly more consistent whenever you're going for that mouth shot because the higher pellet count. Normal and Rupture Chargers go from a 4-shot to a 3-shot in the butt, which is pretty good. And Behemoth and Sport Chargers go from a 5-shot to a 4-shot in the butt. That's also really good. Impalers go from 5 shots into the head to 4 shots in the head. Again, that is good. It's a good change. Bile Titans, don't even worry about it. It's not worth it to go underneath the Bile Titan and shoot them with this type of shotgun underneath the Bile Titan. Just bring recoilless rifle, bring any other anti-tank option. On the Automaton front, you're not really going to see any noticeable breakpoint changes for Berserkers. It's just going to make it more consistent. Devastators, no real breakpoint difference. It's just going to make it more consistent. There's actually an easy trick that you can do with heavy Devastators where you can shoot their gun off and then aim for their stomach and you get a consistent 2-shot kill, so that's pretty good. The Reinforced Scout Strider, again, no significant breakpoint changes. It just makes it more consistent. And the Hulk vent goes from 3 shots to now 2 shots. That's actually fairly good. As for Illuminate, you're not really going to see any difference between Voteless. Overseers, you get a more consistent 2-tap whenever you break their chest plate. So you use the first shot to break the chest plate, and the second shot is going to then kill them. But it's still kind of unreliable because Overseers are just weird. Flesh Mobs go from around 9 shells to around 6 shells, and that's if you're aiming for their heads, which is a significant improvement. Harvesters, you can take down their shields from 3 shots down to 2 shots, which is actually fairly good. And then you have the Squid Mechs. Again, this kind of feels pretty bad. The shield out in 3 shots, which is great, but you have to take another 2 shots in order to kill the pilot. And in my opinion, that's just not worth it. Again, just use some other anti-tank option. Use recoilless rifle, use whatever you want. Any other anti-tank option will be best for the Squid Mechs. So this is the Breakpoint breakdown. You guys let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Just let me know what you think about the shotgun. Do you think that this is a worthwhile change? Or do you think that there could be better change for the M90A? Just let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Arrowhead, as always. I don't know if there's some Arrowhead devs out there that watch this video. You guys let me know what you think down in the comment section below as well. I do want to have a worthwhile discussion about the shotgun because there's a lot of people that actually do care about the shotgun, and they do care about the Halo series, and they do care about your game. And we want the best that the game can be. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. See you guys in the next M90A buff suggestion video.
Touch grass.